Pulse fill up, yes. If it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value on the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain YouTube. 3 YouTube channels, over 10,500 subscribers, and a big thank you to everybody for the support. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the like, and hit the bell on the way in. Now, I have been off a couple of days, which is pretty unusual for me, but had to get let the voice box get recover. It works good for a long time to come. So big shout out to everybody, and let's get into it. We've got Sandy Beach in the house. Hey Sandy, good to see you. Lies Beneath as well. Hello, how are you today? Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, and incentive for the 100%, the golden strategy. You're going to love some of the stuff we've got coming up later on. It's going to be really cool on the old Pulse chain and Hex as well. So you're going to have, there's a bit of laughter ahead of us as well. So stay tuned for that. Boss Man is back in action, says Brennan. A big shout out. And of course, Morning Suit Man and family from Brennan. Big shout out. Hey, we've got to do a TA this week, man. We got to get our TA session out. We've been promising it. We've got to do it and do it before Christmas Day. That's kind of the way we've got to rock and roll there. Aussie Stone in the house there. Woohoo! Oh, incoming. Man, it's hard to say the woohoo with my voice. Not quite 100% back, but, back enough to do a live stream. So it's good to be back. And, of course, it's Christmas time on Pulsechain. So we're going to celebrate. We're leading up into Christmas Day. What is it, the 19th? It's pretty much the kickoff there. So let's get into it. I hope you guys are going to have a great time shopping for Christmas. And I know it's a busy time, but it's always also part of the fun. If you can make it fun, it will be fun. And yeah, that's the way it rock and rolls. Hi, all from Crypto Dan. Good to see you, Crypto Dan. All right. Should we get straight into it? I think we are going to start off with the stock market, of course. Then get into, we've got a lot around crypto. We're going to talk a lot around crypto. And then we're going to get into a few other topics as well. So just remember that. So that's all coming up. And let's get straight into it. We're going to get into Pulsechain. Man, we've got so much to cover. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's going to be really good. All right, let's go. Bam. And let's pull it up. All right, stock market today. Another green day, man. I mean, this Christmas rally has been really, really good. S&P 500 ends higher as the Fed speak pushback fails to cool the rally. So basically, I hate it when they use this language. It's not very good language to use, but basically, federal president's trying to push back on, a pivot happening sooner rather than just holding up the rates for a period of time. So we're going to get into that. But anyway, at the moment, the Dow Jones is pretty much a flat there at 37,306. The S&P 500, though, is up 0.5%, 21 points to 4,740. Now, you guys know I've been talking about Fundstrat manager Tom Lee. He doesn't always get it right, but he's been extremely accurate on this. 4,800 was the target for Christmas. We're now at 4,740. When he made that call, I think we're around about 4,200, 4,300. And man, it is almost there. So well done to Tom Lee. Now, NASDAQ there is also up 0.6%, 91 points to 14,905. Wow. That's incredible on the old NASDAQ. That's with all the tech companies in it. Look at that. Wow. We're going to get a double top here. What's going to happen? Let's see how we go on that one. The US dollar is down slightly versus the trading partners at 102.13. let's have a look at the oil prices. And of course, we've got oil actually down at $42.89 and $77.97. So hopefully you guys are feeling that at the pump. Hopefully that'll be good. I know it's winter in the US now. It's a good old summer down here. We're just starting to warm up into it. We've got gold at the moment at $2,039, pretty much flat, and silver at $24.10 as well. Both of those look like maybe they're just getting ready for that big move that everyone's been dreaming of for a long time. We'll see how we go there. Obviously, if the interest rates do pivot next year, US dollar depreciates versus its trading partners. And of course, these commodities here will boom. And particularly people are saying the poor man's gold, that is silver, could potentially do like a 4 or 5x on that move if the US dollar does pivot strongly. So we'll see how we go with that. The big news, of course, around the Federal Reserve. The market sidesteps Fed policymakers' attempts to rein in rate cut expectations. Obviously, Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee said earlier Monday he was confused but with how the market reacted in wake of last week's Fed meeting, adding that the Fed members don't debate specific policies speculatively about the future. Fed President Loretta Mester, meanwhile, also attempted to push back, saying that the Fed's next policy phase isn't when to reduce rates. It's about how long we need monetary policy to remain restrictive in order to be assured that inflation is on the sustainable and timely path back to 2%. Now, here's the kicker, right? I think that the monetarists have really understand the way the inflation moves and the interest rates. I think we're going to see a pretty aggressive pivot now next year as well. And I suspect that we're going to get some move from restrictive monetary policy to expansive monetary policy by as early as May next year. So I think it's going to be pretty powerful. And a lot of these guys just don't know what they're doing. They've all got the wrong position. If they're monetarists, they might be right about it. I think the monetarists have won the day on this one. The comments echoed those of New York Fed President John Williams late last week, who stated that policies are not really talking about interest rate cuts right now. Well, I think they're going to be forced to do that next year, even if they're not talking about it. Rate cut expectations were given a major boost last week with Fed Chairman Jerome Powell last week, that the discussion of rate cuts had come into view. So here you got the actual chair sort of talking different from a lot of the presidents that are in the Federal Reserve there. Now, looking forward, of course, we talked about Fundstrat manager Tom Lee being right about 4,800 by the end of the year in the Christmas rally. Well, next year's target for 2024, the S&P 500 from Goldman Sachs has upgraded its end-year forecast for next year at 5,100, which is not a big jump from 4,800 to 5,100. But nevertheless, that's an increase. Citing the Federal Reserve's dovish pivot last week, the lower consumer prices and expectations for a decline in real yields. So that's the play there on that one. So that's the stock market looking good. And of course, that means crypto has also been on a rebound as well. Yesterday it was down. Was it been down 2 days, I think? Now it's back up. Green. Thumbs up for this one. And of course, Bitcoin there at 42,737, up 2.55%, which is pretty good. We've got the ETH price there at 2,220, is up a third of a percent as well, lagging Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance has moved back up to 51.32%. Obviously, we're looking for altcoin season, and we've had signs that it's coming with the 2400 in my view of Ethereum. But of course, sometimes it has to be tested a few times before we go. BTC, of course, still holding the reins there. Man, can't wait for altcoin season. I know it's close. It feels like it's getting close. It's going to be a lot of fun. But of course, BTC is the one to shine at the moment because of the Bitcoin ETFs coming up on the 10th of January there. So hold your horses on for that one. Let's get into a bigger, deeper look here at the moment. And we're going to jump into Bitcoin here on Coinbase. And we can see, wow, look at that. Woohoo! So that 20 EMA is really holding up there. So big shout out to Brennan, our TA expert in the Discord. It's really holding up there well on the 20. We obviously punched through it there on the wick. Down to $40,500 today. Nice little bounce back at the 40,500. In fact, he called that in the Discord. So well done to Brennan. And there we go. We're back up there, and we're up at 42,616 in the day. Isn't that wicked? That's pretty amazing. Is wicked the right word? That's pretty cool. Let's put it that way. So looking pretty good there. Our window of opportunity has played out like a dream, hasn't it? Hasn't it been a dream? We've been following this. This is our macro picture for Bitcoin. And man, has everything just played out just the right way? Wow, look at this chart. Speaks for itself. The window of opportunity we put in here has played out like a dream, and everything is looking good. Now we're only coming up to the Bitcoin ETF window on the 10th of January. So how many days away Are we? We are 23 days away. So what's that? Just over 3 weeks away for that big news coming up there. Remember, 90% chance from top Bitcoin ETF analyst Stefart there, and looking good so far. We're expecting, we've got around about, how many? We got about 13 Bitcoin ETFs looking pretty good, and hopefully they'll all line up. Maybe not all of them get approved, but most of them. And of course, maybe a month later, if that does get approved on the 10th of January, the 10th of February would be when they probably generally go live, the ones that get approved early. And of course, that's bullish for February as well. Of course, the market always front runs these moves, and of course, they buy it for the clients and all sort of stuff. So there's a lot of games afoot there as well. Now, we do have a bit of a hurdle here around the US budget between the 10th of the 19th of January and the 8th of February. So we've still got that in the on the books there. But I think the market's probably going to move through there, and I think the House Speaker is super intelligent and on the right track. So it's about as good as you could get, probably just about. So I'm excited about where that's going to head. Obviously, they don't control both houses. We've got Ethereum ETFs potentially in March there, so that's 7 of those. That's probably going to have more by the time they start rolling into there, but that's pretty cool. And we've got Bitcoin halving there at 17th of April. So we've got the dream lineup. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And of course, in the middle here, we don't have it, but either March or May, March here. So either in March here or in May, we're going to have potentially the interest rate pivot that the market's pricing in. And I think that looks super bullish. So the lineup's a dream lineup. And then later in the year, we've got the US election, which I think is going to be probably, we get the right outcome there. It could be bullish all the way through to 25, have a very elongated crypto bull market. And of course, that's when you make your money, take your profits, and get ready, put them back in the stable coins for the next bear market. But of course, Bitcoin is going to do something like we've never seen before, because we've got the Bitcoin ETF is going to funnel through the biggest money we've never seen. This is the holy grail of crypto, having the big institutional money coming in. There is nothing bigger other than the sovereign state adoption of global crypto. But apart from that, this is as good as it gets. So very excited about this. Let's jump over to some of the news there. Spot Bitcoin ETF will be a bloodbath, however, for crypto exchanges. Some analysts say spot Bitcoin's ETFs could trigger unwanted consequences for the crypto exchanges like Coinbase due to lower transaction fees. And of course, we're in DeFi, so we hardly, most of you are probably not hanging out on the old CeFi stuff. But certainly that is something that's going to lower their fees and revenue. That's going to make DeFi more powerful. And who's the leader of DeFi? Well, Pulsechain. And of course, we're going to continue that leadership. And of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. While the crypto community eagerly awaits the possible approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States, some analysts are warning this could potentially trigger unwanted consequences for the cryptocurrency exchanges. Several industry observers have predicted that a spot Bitcoin ETF could start trading in early 2024. And in that event, of course, when paired with Bitcoin's upcoming block reward halving expected in April, Adam Back believes could propel BTC to $100,000. We've had a wide range of prices, of course. Now, it just depends on the time frame that you're looking at those prices. But definitely, I'm pretty happy with the 150 to 180 mark for Bitcoin. Hitting 100,000, of course, is a massive trigger. You can imagine the altcoin bull run would be quite maddening. And of course, you guys here at the right time, at the right place, in the greatest window of opportunity in crypto. Man, you should feel lucky. And of course, congratulations, because I feel lucky too. It is Christmas, and we are having the Christmas time on Pulsechain, so it should be a good time opening up plenty of pump our bag Christmas presents. It's kind of the way we like. Bitcoin proponents such as CEO Sam Mo have said that the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US could even drive Bitcoin as high as $1 million in days to weeks following. I'm not sure I'm in that same camp, but definitely we could see a short-term, sudden, massive rise in Bitcoin that shocks the market. But of course, over the coming months and years, we could definitely see Bitcoin heading to that $1 million, definitely feasible there. But the forecast isn't that optimistic for centralized currency exchanges. According to ETF store president Nate Garashi and Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balcahunas, which we've covered before, right? We've covered this guy before. Once approved, a potential spot Bitcoin ETF in the US would be a bloodbath for crypto exchanges. According to Garashi, retail spot Bitcoin ETF buyers and sellers will benefit from underlying institutional trade execution and commissions. On the other hand, retail users of crypto exchanges will get retail trade execution and commissions much higher, right? Garashi said, stressing that those will need to improve to compete with spot Bitcoin ETF. So spot Bitcoin ETFs putting pressure on centralized exchanges to lower their fees. So that's kind of cool there. We see some of the comments there between these two leading analysts. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Belkuhanis emphasized that spot Bitcoin ETF will cost 0.01% to trade, which is the average fee for ETF trading. So take that as a note there. In contrast, trading costs on exchanges like Coinbase reach 0.6%, depending on the cryptocurrency trade transaction size and trading peers. Once approved, the spot Bitcoin ETF will create more price competition in the crypto industry, bringing money back to investors from exchanges that spend massive amounts to cash to advertise their services at events like Super Bowl. And of course, we know some of the top 20 crypto influencers also get some nice little paybacks there, don't they, from a promotion. It would be the last crypto Super Bowl if they launch ETFs, because ETFs are such a thin, rough industry, and some of these crypto exchanges were sort of selling populism, making a ton of money on their really high fees. And of course, historically, Coinbase has earned most of the revenue from transaction fees in 2022. You know, this might blow you off your seat, but Coinbase made $2.4 billion in transaction fees. Can you believe it? From institutional and retail investors, which accounted for 70% of its total net revenue of $3.1 billion. So you can hop back on your CDN now. The firm has been working to cut its reliance on fees, though actively diversifying its revenue streams to other income earning services such as subscriptions, which we see happening in a lot of places. And of course, maybe X social platform will be doing that too, obviously with the advertisers trying to control free speech. So that is kind of cool from there. The other thing that we saw today also, Grayscale CEO forecast spot Bitcoin ETFs unlocking 30 trillion worth of advised wealth. Now, this is probably the biggest one we've seen in terms of commentary on the scale of funds potentially that could impact crypto. And this is mind-blowing. I mean, imagine you being here at the right time, right place. It really is insane there. And Michael Sonnenschein discussed on CNBC the significance of introducing a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States. An appearance on CNBC today, the CEO of Grayscale Investment, Michael Sonnenschein, shared insights regarding the potential impact of a spot Bitcoin ETF on the cryptocurrency market. And of course, he highlighted the spot Bitcoin ETF could unlock around $30 trillion worth of advised wealth. This is definitely the top of the line here that we've been hearing about. Pretty amazing. He discussed the significance of introducing a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States, emphasizing the vast pool of wealth held by advised assets and substantial opportunity a regulated Bitcoin ETF could represent to tap into these resources, because it really is a much better gold. And of course, you can transfer it just here and there and everywhere and have it custodially looked after. When we look ahead to hopefully approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, it really is going to unlock the opportunity to be a part of the investment community that is, for better or worse, has been locked out of the opportunity to participate in having Bitcoin exposure to their portfolio. We're really talking about the advisor market here in the United States, which is today worth about 30 trillion to advised wealth. And we hope the approval of spot Bitcoin, the uplisting of GBTC, will allow that opportunity and for those investors to partake in it as well, which is absolutely massive. According to Sonnenschein, the introduction of the spot Bitcoin ETF would open the doors to financial advisors, institutional investors to participate in the Bitcoin market more seamlessly. This influx of institutional capital into the market will be substantial, representing a significant step towards mainstream institutional adoption and recognition of Bitcoin as a legitimate asset class. Now, one thing I'd add to this is that obviously it takes time for people's risk appreciation and confidence into the market, but there's also, I think, a feeling of missing out on the value upside. So I think it's going to be pretty nice, going to ramp up over the years ahead, but we're definitely going to get a big blast out the front door, and obviously that's already getting front run. So pretty cool. Discussions around approving Bitcoin, a spot Bitcoin ETF persist. Comments add weight to the potential impact of such ETFs could have on broader financial landscape. The unlocking of a vast advisor wealth, as envisioned by Sonnenschein there, might significantly alter the dynamics of Bitcoin market participation and pave the way for increased institutional involvement in the space, which I thought was a pretty cool upside there. Now, we've also been seeing progress once those ETFs, so obviously we're expecting ETFs here on 10th of January. Obviously seen more meetings between BlackRock and the SEC. So that's pretty cool. On Monday to discuss the proposed rule to allow the spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund. The SEC Trading and Markets Division also met with Grayscale Investments. That's the article we just read, of course. The leading crypto asset manager regarding its application. The SEC released a memo indicating that they met with BlackRock and NASDAQ stock market employees. The discussion concerned the NASDAQ stock market LLC's proposal rule change to list and trade shares of the iShares Bitcoin Trust under NASDAQ rule. And that's positive, right? That's positive of one of the exchanges as well. BlackRock also included a short presentation outlining two specific models for the ETF. presentation describes how both an in-kind and in-cash redemption model could work to support the ETF. Now, we know that in-cash may be rejected by the SEC in the short run, so just take that into account. In-kind there. And of course, these small details may not impact retail investors, but they're still important to iron out before a final decision is made there. The only current available Bitcoin ETFs use futures contract to closely track the price of Bitcoin. While this can provide general exposure, there can be price discrepancies and management fees are high. Spot Bitcoin ETF would likely be a better alternative and attract investors there. So it's kind of cool on that one. All right, so that is coming up, folks, and looking pretty neat there. We got obviously ETF analyst James Deppert, even in this article, who we've been following very, very closely as well to give us a lead into this. So pretty bullish. All right, so finally, we've also got some marketing. So not only we've covered the financial impact of Bitcoin potentially, we've also covered some of the progress that's happening with the SEC and the ETF trusts, but we've also got the Bitcoin ETFs already marketing, folks. They're doing free marketing for crypto. You guys don't have to do it. These guys are doing it. New Bitwise ad reflects expected Bitcoin ETF marketing blitz. The Cryptos Funds Group's campaign precedes the SEC spot Bitcoin ETF decision expected by January 10th, setting up the beginning of a marketing war. This is free. They're working for us. Can you believe it? They're finally working for us. These guys would have been against us only a year or 2 years ago, and now they're working for us doing the marketing. The irony is just amazing. Bitcoin ETF hopefully has upped its market game in the last few weeks before the US SEC Commission is expected to rule on the Bitcoin ETFs. Can you imagine the marketing next year? It's going to be amazing. An ad posted on X Monday morning by crypto asset manager Bitwise reflects the types of efforts industry watchers have said are likely to become commonplace once such funds are launched. And of course, we've seen Google Ads, I think, has changed their ads for the crypto as well in response to this. It just shows you it depends on who's doing the promotion, isn't it? It's such a rigged system, isn't it? What's interesting these days is actor Jonathan Goldsmith, known for playing the most interesting man in the world. Beer ads, Bitcoin. Ads. Look for Bitwise, my friends. And extended version of the ad posted later shows Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hugan delivering the same line before Goldsmith and is brought in to do so instead. So there's some cool ads there happening at the moment. Bitwise, a fund group manager that offers 18 crypto investments, is one of the more than a dozen, of course, vying for launch their ETF. So some pretty stuff happening. And obviously, we're going to expect people like BlackRock, Valley, Invesco. They're all going to be competing with marketing. It's going to be so good, folks. It really is cool. Just the beginning of a marketing war, and the spot Bitcoin ETFs haven't even launched yet. And I think that's pretty exciting. So some good stuff there. We don't think the SEC will approve just one. They'll approve probably a group of them. And I think it's going to and that means it will become a marketing battle. This is from ARK Investment CEO Kathy Wood, who many of you will know. There could be a lot of assets to fight over. And of course, Bitwise said during a webinar earlier this month that a US spot Bitcoin ETF could attract 55 billion in net inflows in the first 5 years in the market. And we've talked about that in the past as well. It could be 2 times that. It could be 1/10 that. But our view is on ETF history and the dynamics of the market says that something that's in the ballpark of occurring. So bullish. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's going to be a crypto marketing spree, and it's going to help pump our bags. It's going to be so much fun. And of course, we're going to expect to see the multiplier effect and the circulating effect of all that funds go through not just Bitcoin, but Ethereum and the rest of crypto. It's going to be pretty amazing as people get wealthier. They look for even better options. And of course, Pulsechain is going to be one of the leading ones there, which is going to be pretty neat. Stay tuned for later on because we're going to talk about that a bit too. Now, we also got obviously Ethereum. Ethereum is also bouncing back, obviously lagging a bit behind the Ethereum Bitcoin at the moment. We got down to as low as $2,115 today. We're back up at $2,216 at the moment. Off the top there, we're back on the 9th. We're all the way up at $2,400. Definitely, this feels like altcoin season type of here. Maybe we've got one more attempt and a breakaway. Let's see how we go. We've definitely got that time leading up. Remember, just over 3 weeks to go until that Bitcoin ETF looking pretty cool. That's going to bring us into Pulsechain. Before we get into Pulsechain now, let's catch up on the chat and see what else is in there. So some bullish news across the board, just building up here pre-Christmas, post-Christmas, into the new year. It's going to be a fun time. Get your positions ready. It's going to be incredible in 2024. Don't be sleeping. Don't be sleeping on it. That's all I'm going to say. Not financial advice, but, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. We got, what else there? Sandy Bet says online shopping is fun. I know. I've got a sister, and she loves getting stuff delivered to her all the time through the courier. I don't know. That's just the thing. I hardly buy anything. I don't know. It's definitely, but she loves it. She loves it. She's got the all these things come all the time. Shoes, lots of stuff. It's pretty funny. What else there? We got Brennan's in the house. We got Brian as well. Fucks up, folks. Good to see Brian, our community leader. Welcome, boss. Glad to see you feeling better. Hey, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. We got Blobfish King, the emoji king as well. Good to see you, Blobfish King. Welcome to chat. What else there? Go the super boss is Wookie. Thanks so much. Sandy Beach, I can't wait until the bull market. The bull market is upon us. It's upon us already. We've started. Joey Torres as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Joey. Welcome to the chat. Bullish, says Brennan. Absolutely. We've got North Face in the house as well. Pulsechain on fire. Absolutely. Christmas time on Pulsechain. Celebrate. It's time to celebrate there. We've got Christian in the house there. Was good. Good to see you, Christian. Who else has jumped in there? And Vanson. Hey, Vanson. Hi, all. Good to see you. Brennan says, what's a CFI? Is that like a public bathroom? Maybe. Hello, all. We've got Charity in the house. Hey, Charity, welcome. Craig Pitt as well. Morning, all. Good to see you, Craig. Your prediction of when peak bull month will be for RH ecosystem. I think a lot of people are picking, it depends. I think if the Trump wins the presidency this year, then the bull market will be extended. If he doesn't, then it could be cut short. So we're talking Q1 25 for a Biden presidency, and maybe a Q3 3 or 4 for a Trump presidency. We'll see how we go. I'm thinking 2025 is Sandy Beach, but hoping for 2024. Well, I think 2024 is going to be a beautiful run. That you can see the lineup is looking fantastic. Hit the likes there from Sandy Beach. Hi, everybody. Andrew Reynolds in the house. Andrew says, welcome back, Hex Token. Good to see you're better again. Hey, thanks for that. Yeah, probably, I don't know, my voice is maybe it says 8% better, 9% better. Definitely in there. We got Condor in the house there, Florida here. Hey, welcome, Florida. Good to see you. Now, Florida's got all the Florida keys and all that, right? All those islands. Mr. Beast did a video at one of them. I watched another video clip of that yesterday. Someone else going to visit the beach that was won by somebody, but apparently she took cash instead or something to pay off her student loans and stuff. What's up, Hexagons? Tim Top's in the house there. I would say what's up, Hexagons, the usual way, but my voice is probably get chilled on it. Interesting answer. Thanks, Superman, says Charity. You're welcome. All right, let's jump away. Let's get into Pulsechain. You ready? Are you ready? Christmas time on Pulsechain. Bring out the streamers. That's going to be pretty good. Now, let's go. Bam. All right, so we got a nice update from Richard Hart, obviously the founder of Hex, Pulsechain and Pulsechain. Please update your bridge to the newest version. So bridge.pulsechain.com. So make sure you do that. And of course, if you click the link there, I'm going to post a comment, a copy of that in the chat there. Pulsechain Bridge. Pulsechain Bridge update. And bam. So definitely get into that. Bam, bam, bam. That is it there. All right, so let's go hit that. That's going to bring us to the website there. And of course, you can use the IPFS there. Just click on that and it will open up the bridge. You can use that, or you can decide to download the software itself. So there we are. That's the bridge. Remember, there's no fees at the moment. Don't know how long it's going to last for, no fees, but definitely use the opportunity while you can. Remember, coming to Pulsechain, there's no fees to claim it. Going to Ethereum, when you get on the other side, you do have to pay Ethereum to pull it out. So the lower the GUI, the cheaper the fee is going to be. But in terms of using the bridge itself, there's no fee at the moment, which is that 0.3% fee. So definitely use it while you can, because that may, I think it's just on a temporary maintenance or something like that at the moment. So just definitely use it while you can. All right, kind of cool. Big shout out to Richard for that one. And that was the latest and greatest there. That was hot off the press, by the way. Hot off the press. How long ago? Hot off the press. It was 2.5 hours ago, but it was hot off the press when I picked it up. All right, so that is it there. Bam. And I don't know if we've got anything else from Richard. Let's quickly check while we're here. No, that was it. So kind of cool. Let's get into Pulsechain. Now, I've missed the last couple of days, as you guys know, which really makes me feel bad. Makes me still feel so bad, but it's so good now because it's Christmas time. So day 220 is the day that we're finishing up today, which is a pretty nice round number. So what's that means? 218, 219. I didn't get the cover, but day 220. We got green candles. We got Pulse there at quadruple 0568, up 2.7%. 57% of sacrifice price. We've got Pulsex there at quadruple 0156 is up 1.6%. And one Pulse will get you 3.65 Pulsex. So Pulse still the boss there, isn't it? Still the boss in terms of that ratio. The buy and burn has smashed the 600 billion, and we're at 611.2 billion now is being bought up and burned, part of the superior tokenomics of Pulsex. And of course, we know Pulsex is looking good because we know Power City is coming up to launch anytime. I thought they would be launching before Christmas. I'm still fingers crossed for that. It's definitely time for that. So we'll see what they do. They may decide to do it in the new year so that they don't get in the way of the glamour of liquid loans. They might do that. It's definitely plausible. And then have a beautiful new year launch. That would make a lot of sense, actually, now that you think about it. Maybe we could, I mean, it's cool to have it now, but maybe it would be even better impact into the new year. So they might delay for that. So it's going to be interesting. Now, one thing they did do is they added a Power City Core added AMS. I can't remember which one it is. AMP, I think it is. Shares to their dashboard, which is I talked about that in the live stream the other day. So I don't know whether that was influential or whether someone else pulled it up, but definitely it was good to see them add that. What else we got going there? We've got looking good. The buy and burn 2.98%. So I definitely think we're definitely for the end of the year, if not Christmas time, we're going to hit that 3% of all public Pulsex has been bought up and burned. So looking really, really excited. Now, Pulsex is obviously the pick if you're thinking about Power City Earn protocol coming up, the liquidity fork. It's going to take Pulsex and add a new feature to it. In other words, be able to collateralize it, put it in time inside the Power City Earn protocol, and then issue yourself your own fourth stablecoin on Pulsechain, which will be PXDC. It's going to be amazing. Now, we already see liquid loans. We're going to talk about liquid loans later on because we're going to cover the stablecoins in depth. And why do I keep focusing on stablecoins? Because they're going to help make us all rich because stablecoins are a big part of Pulsechain's value add, the TVL, and of course the economic dynamics of the chain. So that's why I'm covering them so intensely. Incentive token there is at 50 cents, up 4.36% there. The ratio is 8,887 Pulse, and of course we've got well over 19 million incentive tokens now, with 116,000 burned through the TRH GameFi protocol from Jacob's ecosystem. PHEX is the star of the day though. Can't keep PHEX down, and it is at 95/100th of a penny. It is up 10.5% today, so at a complete standout today. And of course, EHEX is at half a penny. So EHEX hasn't really moved, but PHEX has. PHEX has been the big mover. Combined price of EHEX and PHEX is 1.47 cents, so we're almost back to 1.5 cents on the combined price. One PHEX equals 168 Pulse, and one PHEX equals 1.85 EHEX at the moment. Those are the ratios. But of course, you can't count out Hex, and wait, stay tuned for that because it's coming up. We're going to talk about it, but let's get into the charts for day 220. And here is Pulsechain at the moment. Look at those green candles. Whee! That's a pretty good little run there. I know we haven't got any mega days, but mega days, maybe that's not always the best. But definitely we've had a beautiful run. Look at that. All the way up. We closed for 6 days. We've had a 23% gain. Pretty modest in terms of crypto, but a nice solid gain nevertheless. And we're back over the Bollinger Band there at 50%. We definitely got some support here at 4,500, but we closed pretty much just below 5,000, which is kind of a key point there, and up and away there. Now the RSI, plenty of room to move. Look at that, 51. Wow. Okay, so hold on to that. You have for that. Looking pretty good. And liquid loans has been contributing that too. So looking good there. Pulsex, of course, also pretty similar run there as well. Let's have a quick look at how far that's up over the last wee while. We just closed the day, of course, so we're up 27%, and we've got a brand new candle now. We're sitting at 49 on the RSI, so plenty of room to move for the old Pulsex, and of course, liquid loans. Power City could be launching this year. It does feel like it's still going to do that, but of course, a new year launch might actually be really good for Pulsechain too, having such a big protocol and new stablecoin come out there, because I think it's going to be widely used with the PLSX. It's going to take tons of PLSX off the market. It's going to usher in a whole huge, giant stablecoin, PXDC. And, of course, this will be our third native stablecoin on Pulsechain. And, of course, we've seen how Power City's Liquid Loans USDL's been doing. And that's been really, really good. And it's only early still on that. So that is the Pulsex. Incentive token at the moment is also up there. So we're up at 50 cents. Let's look at the ratio. Oh, actually, I haven't got the ratio here. Anyway, that's the incentive token, 50 cents at the moment. I'm not sure what happened to my inversion, but there we go. We'll jump away from that. We got PHEX at the moment, a big pump yesterday. And of course, we got all the way from 82/100th of a penny to 95/100th of a penny, and we managed to hold that. So that's really nice to see. The RSI there is at 48, but guess what? You know it, the MACD, man, we got our bullish cross. We had a fake out here, remember? We had a little green there, thought we were going to get a nice little pump. Got a little fake out there and came back. This thing looks real. This looks real now. This looks real. This looks good. So we're definitely looking good there on the MACD. So watch out for PHEX. It's going to be pretty amazing. And what happened when someone misses out on PHEX? Let's play a little video. You guys ready? Don't be this guy. Don't be this guy with your HEX. Don't be this guy. But anyway, I'm going to full screen this. Let's do it. Boom.
Oh my God. Why did I sell my fucking Hex, man? I sold my Hex. I had 16 million Hex. And I sold it all. Why? Man, let me show y'all where I sold my Hex. I sold my Hex at day 136. Right around here. When I sold it the next day, it went up to here. I said, okay, I'm going to buy it back when it dipped. The next day, it went up to here. I said, okay, I'm going to wait. Then it went up here. Then it went up here. I sold my Hex, man. And then it went up here, and I said, please dip. Please dip back to 5,000. And then it went up to 10. Oh, I'm so sick. That's been like $80-something thousand, man, I could have had. And I sold it. Oh man, but it's going up, man. I got about $500,000 now.
All right, so you don't want to be that guy. I mean, he's a classic, but you guys know he's been around for a long time. Now, he did buy back his Hex, but if you took his 16 million Hex and took it at the top of the market, was it September, was it 19th, 2021, then that would have been worth $8.3 million at that time. But of course, he did get buyback in, so I mean, he probably didn't do too badly after all that. Has been seen since then, of course, on YouTube. But yeah, don't be that guy. Don't count out Hex here. And of course, a nice little bullish there. Now, yesterday, we did see a whale buying Hex. We saw bridged over about $500,000 from the looks of it and die. And we did see a whale spend about $170,000, I think, each on Pulsechain and the Hex. So you can make of that what you will. But here we go. We've got Hex as well at the moment. It's up pretty nicely there. We're at 52/100th of a penny. I'm looking pretty good there, but of course that's lagging behind. But maybe there's some massive upside there for EHEX. So wink, wink on that one. We'll see how we go. All right, the combined price of EHEX and PHEX. This is the Pulsechain launch here. We're on InvestX.io. This is the combined price. This is the launch here for Pulsechain on 10th of May. Look how far we have come. And that is the chart there of the combined price of HEX. Obviously, at the time, 6.7 cents there. But look how many days it's been, man. It's been crazy. We're now on 220 days later. It's pretty crazy. And yeah, there we are on the HEX price there. So we've had this high up here at 3.7. We had our recent high at 2.7 with an intraday high, I think it was 3 cents. And of course, now we are sitting at 1.46 there. But is this thing about to go? Is it about to go? We'll be watching out for that. It's going to be pretty cray, as we say. Pretty cray. Pretty crazy is what I'm really trying to say. But keep a lookout for that. That is HEX, man. Don't count it out. And we're going to be covering the HEX day stats later on, so stay tuned for that. Pretty awesome. Now, we're going to get back into Pulsechain. Now, one thing, of course, let's quickly look at the validators, see how they're going. We're back over 50,000 validators. Nice to see 50,128. And we'll just come down a little bit there. Now, we may have seen some of those validators come out because they went into liquid loans. That's probably what happened there. And maybe some other things that you can think of. But that's kind of the play there. We're back Pulsechain land. All right, so kind of cool. Let's have a quick look at the gas prices. Gas prices have been super. Oh my gosh, look at this. Did you guys fall off the chair? Look at that, 71,000 beats. That's the lowest I've seen it, man. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's cray. Pulsechain is the place to be. It's the place where the retail book gets to thrive in DeFi land. 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap at the moment. Unbelievable. I mean, you're paying a ton on Ethereum for that. So 1/10 of a penny. What's that? That's a 8,000th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer. Is that what I'm reading now? An 8,000th of a penny? That's just insane in the brainer. PRC20, 300th of a penny to do a PRC20 transfer. But that Pulse transfer, man, one Pulse. Oh my God, that's probably less than one pulse. This is rounded, but that's insanity there. Man, oh man, oh man. And of course, what do we got there? 29,100 times cheaper than Ethereum right now. This is just insane in the membrane. Look at that, 29,000. This is the best numbers we've seen. $35 for a Pulsex for a swap on Ethereum at the moment. $35, and you're going to get 29,100 times cheaper on Pulsechain. Oh, 34,500. Oh my goodness, it's going insane. We just can't keep it up. It's gone down to 60,000 beats while we're talking about it, and we're down at 7,000th of a penny for pulse transfer there. 1/10 of a penny for a pulse swap there. That's what you're paying the difference. $35.88 on Ethereum, or do you want to pay 1/10 of a penny? And don't forget, Pulsechain has two advantages that are really important. Why is it being super fast and super cheap really important? Well, you saw in Richard's video at the beginning of the live stream that people are going to price this up over time based on use case, but you're also opening up another McDonald's, another store that people can go to. And of course, being a full system day copy is really important. The other thing, of course, is having super cheap fees means that people can compound all the time without even thinking about it, blinking about it. And the other thing, of course, is that a lot of the projects on Pulsechain are all profit sharing. There's none of this, billions of dollars going to Coinbase. It's or $1 billion going to $200 million going to Uniswap. All the fees, the sharing is going to you guys out there. If you hold the coins, the ownership coins, it's going to you. So Pulsechain is 100 times better, 1,000 times better, 100,000 times better model for crypto and DeFi. And of course, not only that, but we have over 180 projects building out DeFi protocols, and we've got more and more smart people coming into the space, making more and more cool stuff. So looking really good. That's day 220. And of course, if you like that, then we've got even more. We had a big influence in the space. I am Brute there, I think it is called. I am Brutes. He's a well-known influence out there, and he was on Crypto Banter. And this is a video that he's just done, and he gave a big shout out to Pulsechain. And of course, I think he was asked which chain do you think is going to be the best, and this was the video. So let's check it out.
And better chain that everybody is sleeping on that is going to give massive wealth, in my opinion.
And what is that?
That chain's Pulsechain.
You think Pulsechain?
Hear me out. Hear me out right now. Everybody is talking about Solana, AVAX, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and these are all in the multiple billions dollars of market caps. But Pulsechain is sitting at an $800 million market cap. It is the number one undervalued layer one in all of crypto.
All right, so pretty bullish that's out today. That's a really big audience between both of them. So that's really great exposure for Pulsechain, giving a lot of those eyes on Pulsechain. Big deal, big audience, no joke. So some good call out there by Crypto Banter, and I am Brutes there. All right, looking good. That is day 220. It's heating up for Christmas time. You can see the little Christmas tree here on GoPulse, looking pretty nice there as well. So kind of cool. Let's jump away though, and let's get into some of the other price categories outside the Richard Hart stuff. We're in the top PRC 20s categories. We can see that we're actually getting quite good. We got it sorted by liquidity. Remember, the biggest liquidity pools at the top. Makes a lot of sense, right? Because you can easily pump a small liquidity pool. We got PDI is up 20%. Look at PDI, can't keep it down apparently. The PDI there is up. Look at that. Last couple of days. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. So it's been doing pretty well actually. Let me do the auto queue there. And let's take it from the bottom here. And it looks like it's up about 100%, 95% in the last 6 days. So pretty nice gains. Pretty nice gains on the old PDI. If you can pick the bottoms of these things, man, never know your luck. We got Wrap Bitcoin is $87. Now, do you guys want a bit of secret sauce here? I just wonder this. You can think about this. I just wonder whether Wrap Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin ETF is going to really pump massive. Let's say it's 100,000. Let's say it goes to 150. That 100,000 is a big trigger for more funds to come in potentially. May get a bit of selling in there too, of course. But man, some of those big Bitcoin holders, they're waiting for bigger money than 100K. They want bigger dollars, some of them. And yeah, it's going to be fun to see. What will Wrap Bitcoin do on Pulsechain? It is a copy, of course. It's not backed by actual Bitcoin. But what will it actually do in the bull market? What will it do? Some pretty mad gains? Will it do a 10x or 20x or whatever? It's going to be interesting to see a Wrap Bitcoin perform on the old Pulsechain. Definitely food for thought with that one, since it has got the same sort of theme as the official Bitcoin chain. And of course, you got wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum there too, which is only a subset, right? Which is issued by custodial process there. The other one, of course, is Treasury Bills up 55%. That's obviously not a copy coin; it's a new coin, Treasury Bill. Teddy Bear is up 72%, and Atropa, of course, often tied to PDI there with some of the mechanisms on it, is up 20% at the moment. So that's PDI up and away there too. On the old PDI, but Treasury Bill standing out there, and the Teddy Bear up pretty massive. So look at Teddy Bear there. Yeah, nice big pump there over the last wee while. So what the gains is that on this one? Pretty nice. Doesn't actually give me the percentage, not sure what, but it's up 72% today. So it looks like it's probably up 150 to 200%. What else we got going on? Let's have a quick look at some of these others. So some pretty mad gains amongst the majors here. Everything else, let's look at some other stuff there. I think that's it. I'm just trying to pick up the bigger stuff there. Aave copy, even though it's got 6,000 liquidity, is up 23%. So some interesting stuff happening there. All right, let's jump up to our third category, which is the meme coins. Let's go to the memes. And of course, we had Randy Alaski's coin launched yesterday, which I wasn't covering live stream, but that is launched. And we've got Access Alive is pumped lately. So it's up 15% today, but Access Alive from the influencer on Pulsechain has absolutely pumped us. Look at this. It's been a pretty long pump too. 11 days in a row it has been green, and it is up 260% almost. Wow, that's pretty amazing. $7,600 again. And of course, its all-time high was back here up at 13,300. So, wow, it's got a lot of support in this community. Mega is down 3%. Reflux there is up 5%. Note token from Randy Alaski. So this is his token. He launched that yesterday. Now, just go to his Patreon groups. I think he did about 200 accounts. I think he had a few more to do in terms of dropping. I think you got 100,000 if you're a base member, and if you're a VIP member, I think it was 1 million tokens. And yeah, had a super hype rally. Look at this. However, he did have a issue here launching. I think he was going to launch it at like $20, and it launched per 100,000. I think it was $20 per 100,000, but it launched at $7 per 100,000. And the bots, of course, picked it up at the beginning. If you're going to do your own token, remember the bots at the beginning, and you want to probably do just a little allocation there, because the bots will really eat that up and dump it on people's heads once it's rallied, especially if it's turning here. I think he allocated some more in these points here, and they got dumped down. But anyway, it's currently at 11/100th of a penny, just over 1/10th of a penny there at the moment on the old supply. 27,000 liquidity. We've had 309 makers on it so far. And what else we got going? I'll give that little rocket there. And the total supply, let's have a look at that. Total supply of no token by Randy Alaski is 1 million no tokens, and there's 464 holders. So that's about twice as many as I saw yesterday. There we go. So that's actually a pretty good increase in holders. The other thing, of course, is that they may, by the end of the week, have a liquidity pool on 9inch. And of course, you get incentive tokens for that as well. Between Randy and his whale friend and all that, they have got quite a bit of power on there, apparently. So we'll be looking to see that incentive. Apparently, he's also going to be doing a stream with Hex on this as well, just coming off a holiday, of course, in UK. They had a meet up with Hexkins and Hexy Bastard and the 9inch team. So I guess they've got plans for that. So there's definitely a little bit of alpha there for you on that one. That's on the no token. So congratulations to Randy and his community. Dodge token is up 13%. More tokens up 12% there. I think more token from Trayvon was launching on Atribum, is it? Atribum, I always have trouble saying that word, but I think it's launching on there too. I think they're doing some mechanism for launching on there. That's kind of cool news for them. That's pretty much it from there. Let's go to our fourth category, which is Pulsechain projects, and have a look at that. By liquidity there. Halgo up 13% there. What token from Power City is up 10%. Let's have a look at the Power City chart. Now, obviously, this hasn't even launched the stuff yet. This chart's looking fantastic. Isn't this looking great, Power City? Power City is going to do extremely well, I think. They've got Portal X revenue coming. They've got the Earn protocol launching with the revenue. They've got 3 other protocols they're going to be launching, and it's going to be pretty neat stuff there. Now, here's my suspicion here. Here's my suspicion. Do you want to hear it? Nah, you guys can wait. You can't wait because I'm going to talk to you about it. Just remember, I'm going to be talking about Power City liquid loans together. But at the moment, this is looking pretty good. Will we get them launching this week? Well, fingers crossed. Otherwise, the new year would certainly be good. But I'm still thinking it's going to be sooner than later. Stay tuned. We'll see how we get on with that. Beetroot's up 10%. What else is up there? BBC is up 19% there to 1.2 cents on the old incentive token, is it? Yeah, on the Ethereum side, that is. What else we got going there? Plant is up 10%. Pulse Kitten's up 13%. Those are some of the better performers at the moment. So they're kind of cool. Look by liquidity here. You can see the ones over 10%. There's quite a few, but I think we've covered them all. So kind of neat there. Fame is actually down quite a bit. So Fame from PH Universe is at 36 cents. And Fiat, of course, from PH Universe also is up 11% there as well at 10 cents. Might be some good buying in here, folks. Obviously, do your own due diligence, but these PH Universe protocols are some of our top protocols. They may be undervalued. You guys can think about that for Famous and PH there. Definitely something to consider. And, of course, Beetroot and many others, Pulse LN also looking pretty good, as well as Batias. So it's definitely some of those top-tier utilities on Pulsechain. Definitely something that you can think about. All right, let's jump away to where we're going here. We're going to wrap up on these ones, I think. Actually, we're going to go to the stablecoins because we're going to talk about some stablecoins. Do you want to talk about stablecoins? Yeah, let's do it. All right, so stablecoins here. We are on USDL. This is the stablecoin here. Look at this. Wow, $1 too. It's over peg. It's been a well above peg here. Amazing, eh? Amazing on the old stablecoin. That's the 4-hourly chart. Now, Liquid Loans has been doing amazing. Let's refresh and have a look at the numbers because they are spectacular. And, of course, let's have a look here. So we've got 719 billion Pulse is off the market. Woo-hoo-hoo! So let's have a look. Let's do the math. Let's do the math. Let's do some advanced calculus. Let's do some trigonometry. I don't know. Let's just do some basic math. Let's start off with that. It's pretty easy to do. So 717 divided by 16,000. We don't know the actual decimal place. At least I've got to find the other site. There's another site. I'll try and get the full accurate numbers, but these are approximate numbers. So we're at 4.5% of pulses off the market due to liquid loans. 4.5% of pulses off the market. So if you add that to the validators of 10%, that's 14.5%, almost 15% is off the market from liquid loans. Isn't that amazing? So looking good, looking good. How many days old is it? Not that old, of course. We're talking about only this many days. What's it? 17 days plus today. So 17 days old. 17 days old and 4.5% is off the market. You guys know that I was targeting 5% between week 6 and 8. So we're ahead of that. My gosh, and amazing. So we're getting there, folks. The other big thing is $41 million of TVL, which makes it the #1 project after Pulsex, right? #1 project after Pulsex. Amazing. The other big news, of course, is that we now have stable coins of 18.19 million. Let's see how significant that is. You guys want to freak out? It is freaking amazing, but it's pretty amazing. And that is that it's bigger than all the bridging tokens except for DAI, I think. So amazing there. Bigger than USDC and USD Tether from memory. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. So USDL, our second native stablecoin after Coast. Coast is sitting at around, I think, around $3 million, plus or minus a little bit. So if you take that, we're at $21 million of native stablecoins on Pulsechain. Isn't that crazy? It is really, really amazing. If we go to Pulsex here, let me just jump to Pulsex. And we'll go to have a look at Pulsex. And we'll go to the farms here. And you can see at the moment, it's quite incredible. Like, so PDI here's got, in the liquidity farm, has got $11.8 million liquidity. That includes Pulse as well. So, yeah, it's just incredible how much is going on there at the moment. Let's just go to here and let's copy that. And let's go to Pulse Scan. Pulse Scan. Have we got that? No. I've got that Pulse. Oh, scan. I want scan. Don't I? Scan.pulsechain. And let's have a look at the Blocks Explorer for that. And have a look at EDI there. Hopefully this comes out and works. Worst thing is trying to do something live and it's not working. So we've got $23.8 million of DAI from Ethereum over on the bridge. So it's catching up, folks. It is catching up. You can see that. So at $18.2 million, we're not far away from passing EDI, which is our top bridge and stablecoin. And of course, have been pivotal in the success of the early success, at least, of Pulsechain. So it's a big, big deal as well. And we've got USDC here as well. Let's have a quick look at that. Should we have a quick look at that one and bring that up? Let's do that. Bam. All right. So let's have a look. And we got $14.6 million of USDC. So you guys get it? Does it make sense? It's really awesome, huh? It's really great. $18.2 million. Very excited about this. And that puts it at number 2 on the stablecoins. And it won't be long. Won't be long before it takes number 1. And if you guys know, if you saw my interview with Liquid Loans CEO the other day, it was about a week ago now. Was it 5 days, something like that? He said he wanted USDL to be the number 1. So here's some of the potential secret sources. Now we're speculating here, going off some of the comments he made. We talked about future partnerships and future things, something big that he had coming up, and he talked about like exit strategy, stuff like that. So we could see maybe we're going to see things like credit cards. We know Coast is talking about a credit card, but maybe we see something like that from Liquid Loans. Maybe we see some big partner that bridges the fiat world. He wants to connect Pulsechain to the fiat world and the goods world, goods and services. And so we could see stuff like that. We could see instant off-ramp, on-ramp. We could potentially see some, he wanted USDL everywhere with all the peers. We saw that on the Hex Social platform. They tweeted that out. And that means potentially all over the Pulse chain in terms of stablecoin peers. And, of course, on-ramping, off-ramping. It could be pretty amazing. So if that's some of the space they're looking at, could be amazing. Here's the other kicker, right? Power City could also be engaged with all this partnership with them on their PXDC. We may see quite a bit of synergy there as well. So things are going to heat up, folks. Christmas time on Pulsechain, no joke. We are really looking good, laying the foundations for a fully ramped up chain. You saw I am Brutes there on Crypto Banter talking about people are going to maybe miss the boat on the old Pulsechain, but not you guys, because you guys are here early and accumulating and getting your position nice and solid. And yesterday we saw a big whale, looked like $500,000, massive buy of Hex, Pulse Hex, and Pulse. Maybe that's just a sign of things to come. So really excited there. So Power City bringing it. We're going to have Power City Earn Protocol coming up soon too. It's going to take a lot of Pulse Hex off the market, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see that. Maybe a lot more aggressive than we even see with Liquid Loans and PUSD and with Pulse, because of all the number of users, so many more users, something like 4 more times users of Pulse Hex with the relatively slightly bigger supply. And of course, we may see also the fact that you only need $500 rather than $2,000. We may see some massive amount of Pulse Hex taken there. A lot of leverage play happening as well, accumulating a lot of good stuff there on Pulsechain also. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. All right, let's jump over to some of the cool stuff there on obviously PHUX as well. PHUX is sitting at 22.8 million. This is obviously our second biggest protocol, and that's looking pretty good as well. So pretty nice stuff happening here. Now, we're going to bring up Power City Earn as well. Let's do that while we're here, since we're talking about these big TVL protocols. And let's have a quick look at Power City Core. Like I say, they have added the shares to the portfolio, which is pretty neat. So waiting for that. And everyone's waiting for these rewards, right? It's going to be fun. Portal X must have made a lot of money, and Earn Protocol is going to make a lot of money. It's going to be a pretty good sacrifice project. And it might take the tarnish of some sort of sacrifice projects relative to reward to sacrifice. Could be pretty good. The price is holding up pretty nicely there, 0.0039 on the old Watt token, looking strong. So everything is looking pretty exciting in the old Power City protocol. Things are going to ramp up there. They got fantastic social media marketing, very high quality, like Liquid Loans, doing a great job. So pretty cool. What was I going to say about this? The TVL. The TVL at the moment, $7.6 million, and that's it without even valuing the Earn Protocol, which is going to launch soon. So yeah, it's going to be a big tussle there between Liquid Loans and Power City for the TVL battle, and of course passing PHUX, and of course 9inch as well. It's back over 10 million, which is sitting at number 4 if I remember rightly. Number 3, so number 4 after Pulse Hex. All right, kind of cool. Now obviously we're talking about stable coins. We've got Coast, which is about 3 million. We got over 18.2 million on the old Liquid Loans, and we've obviously got Power City coming up with PXDC. Who knows how many TVL we're going to have that? I suggest it's going to be, probably in the 20 million plus as well, and of course in the early times. And of course we've also got number 4 stablecoin, PUSD Algo. Now, if you guys have ever heard of the stablecoin trilemma, one part of that is obviously having DeFi. The other part of it is having stable, and then the other part of it is having scalability. So that's the trilemma. And of course, typically liquidity forks do very well with the DeFi and the stable. And of course, they have constraints often with the amount of supply of tokens, less of an issue on Pulsechain. with Pulse and Pulsex, but with actual propensity for demand for those stable coins. So there's a play off there. And of course, typically they haven't been able to solve that trilemma issue of scalability. Well, PUSD Algo with an algorithmic coin is that attempt to do that. Obviously, we saw Terra Luna fail last year in big spectacular form, but how valuable was it? It was worth tens of billions of dollars at some stage. And of course, what could PUSD Algo do, right? What could that do? Amazing. So this is our own attempt. However, this is a superior attempt. Why? Because we're looking to move from manual intervention with human beings and fudding around with the collateral and the money, like buying Bitcoin and bad mechanisms on Anchor, to high rewards, to something that's going to be fully DeFi automated. Getting rid of the middleman, getting rid of the shenanigans that go on, and of course, getting it done properly with fully automated miner bots and stability miners with limit orders. So going to be pretty amazing. There's going to be 4 tokens, of course: PUSD, which is going to be a stable coin; Algo, which is the kind of the Luna equivalent, and of course, then there's going to be a wrap PUSD, the reward token, and of course, Flex. You're going to earn Flex for every single type of activity you do on the platform. You're going to earn Flex. So if you think about 9M and you're earning rewards doing it over there, you're going to be able to do that. If you're minting, you're going to get Flex rewards. If you're going to do stability mining, you get Flex rewards. If you're going to do earning or staking, redemption or swapping or unwrapping, you're going to get Flex rewards. You're going to get Flex rewards all over the place. And it's going to be pretty amazing. And how are you going to get paid rewards for Flex? Through the V3 DEX fees. So you're going to get paid through the V3 DEX fees. So it's going to be pretty sustainable from that point of view and exciting. Now, we're obviously going to get, if there's pretty nice juicy reward pools, liquidity pools in here, then you're going to get the DEX aggregators like PHUX, like what was it? I'm just trying to think. Omnis as well. Omnis DEX aggregator and PortalX DEX aggregator. So you're going to have at least those 3, if not more, DEX aggregators getting involved. You're going to have PHUX getting involved. They're already interested in this PUSD algo. And it's more speculative than the others, but the potential upside is ginormous, and it could solve that third aspect, the scalability. And of course, if it does that, it's also going to solve the TVL, getting really big TVL on protocols. Why do I focus on the utilities? Obviously, because they're better probabilities, but also because they can scale the TVL. We've looked at liquid loans already, up at 40 million. We've got PHUX at 23 million. You can see how these big TVLs are going to attract bigger players, the bigger money, and of course, they're all pumps Pulsechain, right? So it's going to be pretty neat. We'll see people coming over, they hear about this, and they want to participate. So obviously, with the PUSD, you can scale, hugely scale with this, because people will get algo, they'll go into the mint function and mint themselves some PUSD. It's going to be absolutely epic. Now, it is more speculative. Don't get me wrong with that. But the attempt to automate it fully with limit ordered bots and fully DeFi is a fundamental play there. And of course, when you're staking, to make the earning percentages modest relative to something like 20%, which was on the old Anchor protocol for Terra Luna. So they're really fixing up all of the issues there. And it's a new approach, automated approach, a fully DeFi approach to doing it. And of course, you get to participate in the glory as well. So there's a risk reward to it, but you get to be able to offer any liquidity. Now, they're going to have a huge range of liquidity you can put into this, which is actually making it stronger and stronger. And it's going to be fun to see that play out. Now, the other thing is, here's the secret sauce, is that they're looking to move away from pegging PUSD to eDAI, so bridged in DAI. So you always got the bridge key risk there. They're going to move to USDL. So USDL, which is obviously liquid loans, it also is going to be a smart move, because then it lets a native to Pulsechain. It's going to increase the stability of that PUSD. And of course, in liquid loans, they have liquidations. Liquidations help keep the protocol stable. Therefore, it helps keep USDL stable, and therefore also helps to keep PUSD stable as well. That stable peg, less requirements for that too. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. And of course, you're going to be able to earn through that. So you're going to be able to take your stable coins, put in the old. You're going to be able to earn on here with the flex fees that you earn. You're going to be able to stake your algo and your PUSD and get share of the inflation here. It's going to be so much fun, folks. And of course, at the moment, of course, the sacrifice is open and people are participating. We're up to 389,000, including incentive rewards. There's 2 bonuses to getting into this. Obviously, you can use tokens on Pulsechain or Ethereum. And of course, you've got the list of tokens you can use there, from eDAI, USDC, USD Tether, Pulse, Pulsex, and Hex on Pulsechain. You got DAI, USDC, USD Tether, ETH, Wrap Bitcoin, and Hex on the old Ethereum chain. You can use either of those, and you just have to send it to this address at the top here, which starts with OX96, ends in E223. 223. Now, when we're expecting this launch, there's no firm date. My guess at the moment is maybe February, is when this might launch. That's my guess at the moment, but we will be having another live stream with Jacob about his ecosystem coming up soon, our third live stream, so stay tuned for that. Now, we're currently on day 24 of 45, right? We're in the second phase, and what does that mean? So at the moment, you can get 2 bonuses. So you can get if you use the link in the video description, you'll be able to get a 19% bonus. That's your referral bonus, so you're already winning straight away by using that referral bonus, and that will be your total amount of points there. Let me just enhance this so you can see it a bit easier. So if you use the link in the video description, you'll be able to get this amount. You'll be able to get over 1,000. If you get over 1,000, you get access to a second bonus, and that's what this range is about. You'll get a random multiplier bonus between 1.25 and 2x at the moment, which is going to be better than the third phase, which is 1.01 to 2. So your chance of getting a higher number is better, and you get to keep that higher number for the rest of the sacrifice period in case you want to top up, right? So that's kind of cool. Now, the cool thing about the sacrifice, it is different from other sacrifices because we're going to have 50% of the liquidity is going of the sacrifice is going straight into the liquidity pools. So he has to set up a couple of liquidity pools to set that up to get the things rolling, and then 25% is going to go into the stability miner. So 75% is going to go straight back into the protocol. There's not going to be none of this worrying about, all the stable coin, all the sacrifices gone, and we're now the market has to prop up the project. No. The 75% is going straight into the project on launch, right? The rest of it's for development costs and things like that. So that's kind of neat there. So you get one bonus, the sacrifice bonus there, 90%. And then, of course, if you get over 1,000, if that's what you so choose to do, then you could get a random bonus between 1.25 and 2. In this case, this person's got a random bonus of 1.62. And, of course, that means your total dollars goes up quite a bit there. I'm going to make that a bit smaller because it's a little bit too small. So, and for every dollar that you get on this total bonus, you get these tokens. And these tokens, so every dollar, you get 20 algo, 200 flex, and 0.01 wrapped PUSD. Remember, that's the reward token there for the stablecoin. So pretty neat there. This person here got 1.2 on a referral bonus, and they were lucky enough to get 1.82 on the bonus X. That's what we call it. So that second bonus is called the bonus X. That's one here. Pretty cool. Now, there's 6 days left to get into on phase 2 before we get into the final phase. Remember, it's 45 days long. We're currently on day 24. So it's pretty easy to do there. And you can get involved with that one. Now, it's more speculative, of course. You do your own financial due diligence, all that sort of good stuff. But the chances of this scaling, solving that scalability issue for Pulsechain could be massive, right? It won't have quite the same limitations as some of the others once they get to a more mature phase of Pulsechain and Pulsex, of Liquid Loans and Power City. So definitely something to check out. All right, there are docs in here as well. You can read the docs and check out all that stuff. And I've done 2 videos with Jacob on this topic, so check those out too on here on the Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's jump away from the stablecoin discussion. It's going to be a big deal for Pulsechain moving forward. We're going to get into Hex, of course, and talk about that because we're going to get paid. Anyone like get paid? I think so. Pulse is looking good. Look at that, another green day on Pulse. Before we do that, though, let's get back in the chat. We're going to do our wrapping up with the old Hex payouts on the CD miners. Where did I get up to here? We got up to Anna Reynolds. We got up to Tintop. We got some Christmas presents with trees there from Sandy. We got North Face and also Pulsechain, Pulsex holding price. Yeah, looking good. Yeah. Maybe Pulsechain just moves a little bit later than some of the others. Maybe that's all that happens, right? Pulsex holders set the controls for this heart of the sun. I like that condor. We got Solid and Houses High, Hex Token, everybody else. Welcome. Bob Wells as well. Hit the like button, you DGNs. Yeah, well, you're talking about the crypto DGN King there. He's in the chat today. Stake Hex says, never sell your Hex. Let everyone else make stupid decisions, says Stake My Hex. And Bob Wells says, I hope everyone is doing well. Indeed. Bob says, the 10-year ladder never goes away, says Bob Wells. Well, it keeps going. Yeah, people keep going up there. We've got Hexavator in house there. Hey, gang, good to Hexavator. Working hard there in the United States. We got Blair as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. Welcome to chat. Big Kahuna says Note Token. Yeah, big Randy Alasky launched there today. He's got a few plans for that coming up. I think he's also got NFTs. He's talking about NFTs with that as well. We'll see where he heads with that. Bob Wells says, nice to see Power City above SAC rate. Yeah, I know I'm up as of today. Yeah, it's looking very strong, Bob, and I think it's got a bright future indeed. Definitely one of the top utility protocols on Pulsechain. DGN Hexagon says Superman with lots of hearts. I appreciate that. and Hex Space Diamond in-house there as well. Sold out Hex Space Diamond, doing a great job. 1155 contracts, NFTs on Pulsechain, the first one. So a big shout out to Hex Space Diamond in-house. Hey, family and friends, check out Hex Space Diamond if you haven't already. If you like NFT space, they're the first ones with the 1155s. I wonder whether have you still got NFTs with rewards hidden in them? Some of those NFTs I think have rewards. Let us know in the chat there. All right, let's get to the final mark. Let's get into Hex results. And Hex.com, folks, check it out. Buy Hex, burn it for T-shares, and start mining Hex today. That's pretty much it. The link is in the video description. And, of course, we have a crypto helpline in our Discord, which I'll talk about in a minute. Let's get into the results, though. Day 1477 on Ethereum. We've got Hex in at the moment, the 18th of December. The price is at just under 5400th of a penny, up 10%. So we had two strong days there. 14.9% in 2 days on that. What else there? We got payout per T-share 6.707. So this is the lead number that you care about. Now, I haven't covered the last 2 days, so I'm going to read those as well. We got 6.7, 6.7. So 3 days, 6.7. Those are the ones I didn't cover. Share rate up 26 today to 31,071. Average mine length on Ethereum is 7.08 years. So that's how long the average CD miner community is out there. The APY 39%, and we had 39 for the last 2 days as well. What else we got going on here? T-shares were down the last 2 days, but they're up today. 5,700. We got 9,705,000 T-shares on the Ethereum side for Hex. What else do we got down there? Lock percentage of coins, 9.33%. All Hex is locked on the old Ethereum chain. We had pretty modest penalties over the last couple of days. A very good sign, by the way, is all these. That's why I've been talking about this for weeks now. Is the low penalties. We've had a few decent days, but most of them, you can see the last 40 days have been quite low. So the last 40 days, we've seen a bit of a change on the old Ethereum, and that may be a sign of things to come on Ethereum as well. 65 million in the reward pool today. The growth numbers, we're up 29 liquid holders, and we're down 15 miners. So we've been down a few days as well on here, but we're at 119,598 miners on the old Ethereum chain. Looking at Pulsechain, which is day 220. We're going to cover the last 2 days as well briefly. But the 18th of December, we've got the price at 95/100th of a penny, almost back to 1 cent. And we're up 10.5 and 1.7% respectively there. The payouts today, 6.696, 6.671 yesterday, and 2 days ago, 6.655. So ticking along nicely there. Share rate is also up today, 26.8 on Pulsechain to 31,066. So it's just slightly lower than on Ethereum. Average mining length there, 6.83 years, which is shorter than the 707 I think we had on Ethereum. And the APY there is lower too, 37.5%, pretty similar to the last 2 days as well. Looking at the ownership pool, T-shares were down the last 2 days, but today they're up 4,093. We're sitting at 9,771,000, almost 72,000, which was what, about 65,000 more T-shares on the old Pulsechain than there is on Ethereum. And of course, looking at the lock percentage of coins, 9.77% of all Hex is locked on the old Pulsechain. We've had pretty decent penalties today, almost 1 million. Pretty modest the last 2 days. We're sitting at 65.4 million in the reward pool there. And to wrap it up, the growth numbers, we're down 27 liquid holders, but we were up the last couple of days. And we're down 11 miners today. We've had some mixed results the last couple of days, but we're at 124,626 miners on the old Pulsechain, which is about 5,000 more than there is on Ethereum. And go Hex on Pulsechain. Go Hex on Ethereum. We're on day 1478 on Ethereum. And we're on day 221 on Pulsechain. Hex.com, folks, check it out. That's how we rock and roll. Looking pretty good. And Pulse is looking nice and healthy at a quadruple 05706. Like a boss. Yeah. So that's pretty much it on there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Almost exactly 1 hour and 15 minutes. Maybe I should take more days off to get exactly on my time frame. How about that? All right. I'm going to leave it with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, of course, we're going to leave it with I Am a Brutes and a Crypto Banter. Huge audience today. Got to hear about the best pick being Pulsechain and for the market not to miss out on it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. If you haven't joined Discord, the link's in the video description. Join up today to our general membership, $5 a month, or our strategy club. People in strategy club are doing extremely well. They are getting in the best projects with the best decisions. Definitely something to consider joining. And that is $35 a month, which is pretty awesome. And I hope you guys enjoyed it today. Merry Christmas, everybody. We're going to have Christmas week all the way because it is not quite Christmas Day yet, but Christmas time on Pulsechain has begun, and you guys are getting to enjoy it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. What an alpha show it has been today. Everything is so positive. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Really, really is cool. All right, take care, everybody, and peace out. Bye for now.
And better chain that everybody is sleeping on that is going to give massive wealth, in my opinion.
And what is that?
That chain's Pulsechain.
You think Pulsechain?
Hear me out. Hear me out right now. Everybody is talking about Solana, AVAX, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and these are all in the multiple billions dollars of market caps. But Pulsechain is sitting at an $800 million market cap. It is the #1 undervalued layer 1 in all of crypto.